How's it going, you guys? AZ Plyo 21 back again with another episode of our UFC save in WMMA 5. And here today we have UFC Fight Night GASTELUM versus STEENIS. Appreciate you guys as always for watching the series. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. Follow me on Twitch, on Twitter, and follow the Discord. Links for all of that are down in the description below. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our updated rankings. We're going to start looking at the rankings at the beginning of the videos instead of at the end of it, just because I don't want there to be any like weird, awkward pauses or anything like that. So since our last event, Yair Rozenstruik moves up to number 13. Justin Willis is in the rankings at heavyweight. Nothing at light heavyweight. At middleweight, Carlos Jr. moves down, and Andre Muniz, who beat Carlos Jr., moves up in the rankings to number 23. At welterweight, no movement. At lightweight, Pavel Kielek is in at number 6. He's in the top 10. And Ali Quinta moves down to number 13. At featherweight, Sergio Giglio back in the rankings. At bantamweight, Dominic Cruz, who won in the main event, up to number 3. He is guaranteed a title shot at some future time. But Michael McDonald will be facing off with Ali Bagautinov for the interim bantamweight title because Corey Sandhagen is on hiatus. Nathaniel Wood goes down to number 7. At flyweight, Makoto Takahashi in the rankings at number 22. Nothing at featherweight or actually at bantamweight. Maknak Kina moves up a spot over Kianzad, who she did call out after her fight. Nothing at flyweight and nothing at strawweight. We are making our way towards UFC 294. Luque versus Nardiev. 2 title fights there, Holloway and Rodriguez, and then Luque and Nardiev in that main event. Appreciate you guys as always. Let's get right to it. Kelvin Gastelum and COSTELLO STEENIS. It's fight night and let's go. Taking place in Central America. Surely Gastelum's gonna have a pretty favorable crowd on his side. Sean Brady and Camille Undertaker Ganiadek open up the prelims here today, and it's Ganiadek getting a win over Sean Brady, who just recently announced that he's not going to be fighting Kevin Lee because Kevin Lee has an injury. He's calling out Bartosz Favinsky. Charles Air Jourdain taking on Raush Manfio, who, as I am recording this, just beat Anthony Pettis. So, interesting there. And Air Jourdain knocks out Manfio in the first round, improving his record to 15-4. 27-year-old getting it done here today. Amon Zahabi taking on Adriano Moraes here in the bantamweight division. And Zahabi, son of Faraz, is this the son? Younger brother of Faraz Zahabi, getting it done here today. He's now 12-4. All right, Christopher Carpenter, 7-1, taking on Ryoto Sawada in the flyweight division, and it is Carpenter getting it done against Sawada here today via unanimous decision. Mallory Martin taking on Angela Lee, very popular in Singapore, but Lee is currently 13-5, but it is Angela Lee who gets the submission victory over Mallory Martin here today. She's 4-2 in her UFC career and on a 3-fight winning streak. She's still very young as well. Miroslav Bros taking on Mike King in the middleweight division, and it is Bros who gets the unanimous decision victory over Mike King here today. Pair of wrestlers going at it. It was a decent fight, and the underdog gets it done here today. Glenn Sparb taking on Tim Karan in the middleweight division. Karan a big favorite in this one, but Glenn Sparb proving the betting line wrong, getting a big win here today via TKO, 22nd win of his career. Moving on, Andrew Clamp taking on Duke Didier in the light heavyweight division. Clamp is a huge favorite, and with good reason. Knockout in just 3 minutes here in the light heavyweight division. He's 2-1 in his career early on. Carlos Vamola taking on Timo Fuchs, sure, in the light heavyweight division as well. Vamola 33-7, his 41st fight, and it goes the way of the other fighter. Timo Fuchs, sure, why not? 11th win of his career via submission guillotine. Ali Khan Vakayev taking on Dustin Jacoby in the heavyweight division. Last prelim. These guys are not the heaviest heavyweights, and Dustin Jacoby gets the win via knockout in 2.5 minutes. His UFC debut as well. First main card fight, and it's the middleweights Jack the Joker Hermansson with that very evil haircut taking on Dusko Todorovic. Hermansson 21-9-1, Todorovic 12-2. I think Todorovic might take it here. He does, in fact, via split decision, beat Jack the Joker Hermansson here today. He's 5-2 in his UFC career, and I mean the Joker, he's on such a bad losing streak. If he's not ranked, I might let him go. I'm not sure. Dennis Goltsov taking on Stefan Struve in the heavyweight division. 7 inches taller is Struve, and 7 inches taller is all it took. Submission via Kimura 4 minutes into round number 1, and Stefan Struve gets it done here today. Devontae Smith taking on Jason High in what is going to be Jason High's final MMA fight, and against a very good prospect in Devontae Smith, number 22 lightweight, 3-fight winning streak going on currently, taking on Jason High, undefeated in the UFC, coming off a win over ranked Yancy Medeiros. And we'll see what happens here. Jason High retiring on a high and taking out Devontae Smith via unanimous decision. He didn't retire. Interesting. I thought he was going to retire, but he didn't. So we'll have to see what happens there. Ricardo Ramos taking on Tom Fire Kid Duquesnoy in the featherweight division. Duquesnoy, I believe, was supposed to fight someone else, but that guy got injured, and so now he steps up to the featherweight division to take on Ramos here today. The Englishman going at it here today, and it should be pretty interesting considering he's the underdog, but he wins at featherweight against Ricardo Ramos. Majority decision. Interesting. Duquesnoy has some options available to him if bantamweight doesn't work out. Moving on, Janae Harding taking on Reina Miura. Now, if Miura wins, that'd be 3 wins here in the UFC featherweight division. She'd more than likely get a title shot. I mean, Dufresne, Anderson, and then another fighter, like, why not? She takes on Janae Harding, 1-0 in the UFC, coming off a win over Leah Letts, and before that, she was on a 2-fight winning streak. So we'll have to see. She is the underdog here to Miura, but Janae Harding beats Reina Miura via TKO in round number 3. So now we're going to have to see. I mean, she's on a nice little win streak. Do we give Janae Harding a title shot? I'm not so sure. Maybe have her fight Cyborg or something. Kelvin Gastelum taking on Costello Van Steenis in our main event here tonight. Costello Van Steenis, so close to a title shot. Had he beaten Rafael Lovato, maybe. Lost to Machida as well, coming off a win over Chris Weidman. On the other side, you have Kelvin Gastelum making a claim for himself to get a title shot after the loss to Jacare, beat Murtazaliev and beat Antonio Carlos Jr., and a big task in front of him with Costello Van Steenis. It is our main event here today. Mark Goddard is your referee, and round 1 is underway. Fighters touch gloves and engage, and kind of see what happens. Off the target with a head kick. I don't know. I feel like Van Steenis might take it here for some odd reason. I'm just feeling like Van Steenis is, you know, a little bit more of a prospect. Gastelum probably has, you know, some scar tissue or something like that. You know, been hit too many times, Gastelum. Uh-oh, vulnerable to attack. Big left to the body is evaded. Uh-oh, superb head kick. Van Steenis falls to the floor halfway through the round. Oh man, punching down on Van Steenis, and ladies and gentlemen, that is it. The referee calls a stop to the contest at 2 minutes, 49 seconds of the very first round. Your winner by TKO is Kelvin Gastelum, the 21st victory of his career. The boy from San Jose gets it done in our main event in front of a raucous 1,900 people in Central America. Let's see what our fight of the night was. Any fantastic fights? Unfortunately not. We're going to go ahead and give it to Todorovic and Hermanson. Now let's see here. Jacoby, sure, knockout in the first round. Give one to Zahabi as well. And then that'll do it. All right. Nice little profit there as well. So that's going to do it. We are making our way towards UFC 294, and that should be a big pay-per-view. I appreciate you guys. As always, I'm AZPlyo21, and I will see you at the fights.